Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do another beauty video. I've only done one, which I think was about my skincare routine. Maybe I've done two. Anyway, this is going to be my everyday makeup routine. Usually it takes about 10 minutes, but I'd imagine because I'm filming it, it's going to take a little bit longer. So let's get started. My face is clean and moisturized. I used the Garnier Micellar Water this morning and the Lush Magic Moringa Balm. It's essentially a moisturizer and a primer in one. It makes my skin feel really lovely and moisturized, but also gives a great base for foundation. Okay, so for foundations, I'm currently working between two. The Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow, which I really like, gives a really lovely dewy finish, looks gorgeous, and the L'Oreal True Match foundation. It gives a really nice, slightly more matte finish, and that's the one that I'm going to do today just because I'm going to be out and about all day and I don't really feel like getting shiny, and I tend to get quite shiny around here and here and here, and I don't like using powder because I just think it makes my skin look a little bit too done or too heavy, so I'm going to skip that step entirely. So let's start with foundation. To apply my foundation, I use a blank canvas F20. I got this in a pack of 2, I think, on the site for a special offer. I'll put a link down below. I am obviously not a makeup artist, so I don't do anything the way you're meant to do it. This is the True Match, which is quite pale, but I really like that because I actually hate when your face is darker than your neck. And it definitely happens to me quite often. A lot of my other foundations I bought last summer when I'd been away, and they're all just that little bit too dark for me now. But next month I'm going to Cuba, so then when I come back I'll be able to use all of my dark foundations. And that was 2 pumps of the True Match, which would pretty much be as much as I would ever use of that. I'm very paranoid since my hair is really short of getting foundation in my hairline, which I also hate, but I think sometimes it's kind of inevitable. So that's the foundation step done, and done. Next up, I'm going to go for bronzer. I use a Lola makeup brush that I got in Marks & Spencer. This is just a really nice, soft, natural hairbrush. I think it gives a really nice finish with bronzer. The bronzer I use is the Clarins Aquatic Treasures Summer Bronzing Compact. I think it might actually be from last summer. So it's just a really nice compact, and it has 4 shades. I tend to kind of stick to the top 2 because the bottom 2 I think give a little bit of a dark effect. So I just swirl my brush around the top. I apply my bronzer essentially where you're supposed to apply contour because I don't contour. So I just like to warm up my face a little bit. I'm not sure, people frequently say to me, oh, you don't really wear much makeup, so I'm always worried that it's just not going to show up on YouTube and I'll just look like I did a whole YouTube video where I look exactly the same at the end. So yeah, I just do a light dusting of this around where the sun would hit my face, my nose, my chin, just under my cheekbones, and then along my neck. A makeup artist once told me that to contour your neck, the best thing is to do here, which makes your neck look a little bit longer. I'm convinced it works. So that's bronzer. The next thing I'm going to do is blush. So again, I have a brush from Blank Canvas. This is the F15. I like it because it's red. And I use the NARS Orgasm blusher, which is a really popular one. I got it in the NARS Glossy box last year, but it's just a really nice kind of shimmery peach, but it doesn't look too shimmery, if that makes sense. I don't really like shimmers that much, like on my face. I don't really mind shimmer eyeshadows, but shimmer bronzer and stuff, no. Anyway, this is the NARS Orgasm. I kind of tend to try and pick up quite a lot of it, then I'll tap it off and put it on my smiles. This is weird. I usually do my makeup in the bathroom, which doesn't have very good light. So now that I'm doing it in front of this window, I'm like, oh yeah, you can really see the shimmer. And then I always end up brushing it down slightly with my fingers. I could probably get another brush and just blend my whole face, but that seems like loads of hard work, so I don't bother. On days when I'm feeling like I look a bit tired, I use the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat, kind of an oldie but a goodie. I've been using this for years, and I'll use it under my eyes and then kind of along my T-zone just to brighten myself up a little bit. I also use it here because I feel like sometimes my chin can get a weird shadow and make me look very Irish. You know the way like Irish faces sometimes look a bit potatoey? And then I just blend it in using this little brush, which is by Prey and is from trendbeauty.com. The lovely Grace sent me this, and for the first, I'd say, few weeks, I mean, I was very grateful, but I was also like, what the hell do I do with that? But now this is what I do with it. I think it just blends things really, really nicely. The bristles are quite dense. Yeah, I think it gives a really nice finish. So there's my face. Now I will do eyes, and sometimes I do my eyeshadow first, sometimes I do my brows first. I'm going to do my brows first now just because why not? I am currently a total benefit bitch when it comes to brows. I'm using the Bravo Conditioning Primer, the Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and the Gimme Brow, which I've been using for absolutely ages. I'm really loving them, so that's what I do. I do a 3-step. Seems like a lot for brows, but anyway, you'll see. So So I'll start with the primer, which essentially gets my brows in the right shape. It's supposed to promote growth and kind of keeps them neat. At the moment my brows are a bit dire. I have to go and get them done. I'm kind of toying with the idea of getting microblading, but I'm also very nervous about it because I've seen some really good results and I've also seen some really dodgy results, and obviously it's not reversible. As you can see, my brows are really quite patchy at the moment. This is my better brow, my favourite. So true when they say your brows are sisters, not twins. Mine are barely even related. What I like about the Goof Proof Brow Pencil is it has a spoolie on one end. So I'll use that to brush through just to get out any excess product. You may have noticed I skipped that step where you're supposed to get your foundation out of your brows. I just don't care. And I also, you may have noticed, will have to go through and redo just above my brows in a second, but I don't care about that either. Seems like a small price to pay for laziness. So this guy does exactly what it says in the tin. I wouldn't say it's necessarily goof proof because I've definitely got a bit OTT with it the odd time, but it's just a nice brown pencil. It's kind of hard, I think, sometimes to get the shade out. And I think, you know, sometimes when these pencils combine with foundation, they can kind of get an oily surface. So you almost need to like break down the top layer of it again to get it going. But anyway, you can see that's come out there. So I just like a really natural brow. I never really pencil over the top. I don't define the shape too much. I just think that looks a bit mad. I'm so sick of YouTube makeup, which is an irony that I'm now doing this for YouTube, but I think YouTube has made us all go way too heavy on our makeup. And we now think that like contouring and doing really heavy brows and all these things are like what we need to do to be able to leave the house and go to the supermarket, which just seems absolutely mental. See, this brow just does not play ball the same way the other one does. I'm going to reblend just above my brow there. I feel like when that happens as well, it just means I have too much product, so I'm better off trying to blend it in. But that's also the advantage of doing the super light foundation. It's the same shade as my skin, so it's not like if any of it rubs off, it's going to look really, really ridiculous. Now the Gimme Brow is a tinted brow gel. I saw Mark, the PR from Benefit, talking about how he goes through his brows the wrong way to add volume and then goes through the right way, which I'm going to give it a go. So, oh, I've just already got it on my face. See, you guys, I'm really not an expert. So going through the wrong way and then the right way. I like this because you can kind of use it to give your brows that sounds silly, but that kind of wild, like untamed look. So you can kind of mess up your brows with it as well, rather than them looking super, super groomed. I might have to go over that bit. There's a bit there. It's never easy being female. Couldn't possibly leave the house with this uneven brow. I think that's fine. Like, my eyebrows never look even. One of them always looks thicker than the other. And in photographs, people will frequently say to me, well, my friends will go, did you forget to do one of your eyebrows? And I'm like, no, they just look like that. On to eyeshadow, and this is a look that I do a lot of the time for during the day or for, well, actually for the day or night. My day or night looks don't really change that much. So this is the MAC Warm Neutrals palette. I did not get sent this, but I got given it by the lovely Kirsty at Stellar. She got sent it and then gave it to me. And it is amazing. I really like it. Like on first glance I'd be going, oh, you know what, there's too many shimmers and a lot of these colours are really dark, but actually I just love them. I think they give a really nice effect. Again, I'm going to use two blank canvas brushes. The E24 and the E25, and also a little Stila brush that I think is called the 15 that I picked up in Marks & Spencer, so it's just a double-ended eyeshadow brush. I'm going to start with the E24 from blank canvas, and I'm going to apply the center colour on my palette, which you can see here. Oh, that dog. And this is called Honey Lust by MAC. I'm pretty sure you can buy all of these separately. So I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. I mean, you can probably see by now I'm not really favouring super dramatic dark tones, so I mean, I hope this is picking up. I just think this is a gorgeous shade. It's really shimmery, but it's also really buildable, and it's a really nice warm tone on the eye. Like, you can give it a little wash of it. So see, I could leave this eye at that, and I just have a little wash, or you can just keep going and building up the colour, and it builds up really nicely. There's not a huge amount of fallout. I hate that. I've never quite got into the habit of doing my eyeshadow first. You know, people say that you should do your eyeshadow before you do your foundation so that if there's any fallout you can brush it off, and I've never done that. That's number one, that's Honey Lust. And I'm going to add depth with the narrow end of my Stila, I think it's 15 brush, and the colour Ginger Snap from the MAC Warm Neutrals palette. So this is kind of a more pinky tone. When I had my hair pink a while ago, I got really into wearing pinks and purples on my eyes. And even though my hair isn't pink anymore, I'm still kind of into the colours themselves. So I just put this on the outside corner. This is Ginger Snap, but I think it really adds a really nice depth and warmth to the eyes. And I'll put a little bit underneath. I don't really like that look when you've got the eyeshadow all the way underneath. I think it just makes you look a bit wan. So yeah, on the outer corner, a little bit underneath. I don't ever do taping either, because I just don't think your face should have lines on it. Your face is not designed to have solid lines. Next, I'm going to use a shade from my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. Naked, the original Naked is probably my favourite, but I like the Naked 3 because it's got a lot of those pinky tones. And I'm going to use the Blank Canvas E25. I'm going to use Strange, which is the very first tone. This one here, you can see it's a really light shade, like almost a kind of a whitey pink, and I'm just going to use that to blend. So because this is matte as well, it kind of takes the high shimmer of the MAC colours down a bit. So you can see it's just kind of neutralised that eye slightly. And I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. If I was going out, I probably would use another shimmer to blend. I like from the Naked palette Burnout is quite nice. It's kind of a pinky mauve tone, and that can be really nice to blend your colours out. Now, we're almost finished. I'm just going to do a little bit of eyeliner and a little bit of mascara. So for eyeliner, I'm using the Clinique Skinny Stick Stylo Yeux Ultra Fin in Slim Sable. So this is just a really nice little brown eye pencil. I'm going to use it along the waterline. A little bit, not too far in. And then I'm going to use it above under the lash line. This is just when I'm feeling lazy, I'll do it under the lash line rather than over, because if I do it over, I'm there for another 10 minutes like trying to fix it. Just the bottom lash line, and I just think this gives a little bit of definition to my lashes, which are fairly rubbish. And then lastly, mascara. So at the moment I'm using Code Beautiful. So they have the, I think like full fake lashes or full FFL. I don't know what it stands for. And this is a lash primer and then volume lash mascara. So I'm going to show you what I do. So the primer first is basically like a really gross looking sandy shade, and I just apply that through my lashes, give it a bit of the wiggle, and it really coats them in product. Just got some in my eye there, it's not ideal. It's hard to do this and film at the same time. I have a newfound respect for YouTubers. So then I usually leave that to sit for maybe 3 minutes, which gives me a good opportunity to go and get my lip product that I left in my handbag. So I'll be right back. And I'm back, and my mascara primer is dry. So I'm going to apply the Volume Lash Mascara. The purpose of this is to add volume, but it also adds length, which is definitely my #1 concern. I don't want my tiny stubby shitty lashes to be really thick. I want them to be longer. So that's why I like this. I also try to be quite careful because I always end up with mascara on my eyelid. So there you can see one eye with mascara and one eye without. I think it does make a difference. Well, we convince ourselves, don't we? And there you go, both eyes. I just do one coat. If I go too much further than that, I end up with mascara everywhere. My lashes just can't take that much product, so with the primer and the mascara, it's enough. And then the last step, I've been trying this Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet Matte Finish Lipstick in Beau Brune. I mean, to me, this looks like a kind of a pinky nude, like almost Kylie Jenner-y, but actually on my lips, it's much redder. Makeup artist once told me that I have quite pink lips anyway, so that might be why, but... And there you have it, my super simple everyday makeup look. If I was gonna wear this probably to work or something, I'd skip the lipstick. I'm trying to get into wearing lipstick as a casual thing, but so far it's not me. I hope you liked this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and come back very soon for more.